everyone, and welcome to the Magically Dyed Yarns podcast. My name is Sam.
And I'm Steph.
And
We're just
today, what day is it today? I don't know.
It's a Tuesday.
It's June 20th, because yesterday was Titus's birthday.
Yeah.
So today is June 20th is when we're recording. We'll have this uploaded on Friday, the 23rd? No, yeah, the 23rd.
Don't ask me.
I don't know dates. We're working on it. It's a little earlier than normal. It's 8:30 instead of 9:30.
Well, it's super bright out, so it's confusing me.
Yeah, I know. The summer is bright. It's day. No, it's not. It's bedtime. My daughter asked me last night, Nora, when I was putting her to bed, she goes, "Is it nap time or is it nighttime?" And I was like, "Sweetie, it's bedtime." She's like, "But it's bright outside." And she was just so confused.
I mean, and I don't put it's kind of getting dark when I put the kids to bed. I put them to bed at 8:30 or 8, but like it's still like
there was a lot of light coming into their room last night.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we have blackout curtains, so I had to like make sure they were all closed.
Oh,
I'm like, "Baby, it's bedtime. Go to sleep."
I told Maddie the other day she could sit and read for a little bit, but then she got too tired. It was cute though because she doesn't know some words, so she was writing them down. I was like, that's a good idea,
great.
kiddo.
See, my kid doesn't do that. He just pretends that they don't exist, and he makes up new words.
We do that sometimes. She hates reading lessons, but loves just books. I don't know. That kid is weird.
Yeah.
Love her.
All right.
We took a walk today. Sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. Go for it.
It was like 10, 20. I think it was 7:20, and it's like day. Yeah. And I was like, "Chris, we have to get back home. The kids need to go to bed."
I did not take a walk today. We stayed home because it's been a couple weeks since we recorded. So the last time we were supposed to record,
I was running a fever.
Yeah, and I decided I was going to stay home because I don't want to catch it. And then the other time we were supposed to record, our grandparents from Florida came into town, and we were just spending a lot of time with them, and we were exhausted by the end of the day.
Yeah, so usually I'm pretty lazy throughout the week. My kids get one activity like a week, like where we'll go to the park or we'll do something special, but they got 3 in 1 week. And then,
it was a lot. It was just a lot. We were out like almost every day. We were at someone's house. Like people were staying late. So we just kind of took a break. We enjoyed the time that we had with them.
Yeah, like we didn't want to worry about having to record.
Yeah, but it was a great time. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's always great to make memories, and like now our kids have memories with them, so it's been really fun.
Yeah.
But we're back now, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-ish finished objects.
I finished a sock.
And I have 2 half-finished objects.
I started another sock.
And 3 whips.
I'm almost finished with the blanket.
Nice. All right. So I will start with what I'm wearing. I am wearing what is the name of this pattern? I remember it. My rocket tee. So this is my rocket tee. If you follow me on Instagram, sorry about my pants, they're just leggings. If you follow me on Instagram, I have pictures there. So this is the rocket tee by Tanis Lavelli. I knit the size 5, so it's a little oversized, but like if it's really great in my bust, so I don't mind it. Yeah,
that's comfy.
It is very comfortable. Surprising, I don't mind the mohair. It's not.
I like this around the sides.
It's not scratchy. It's actually pretty soft. And it doesn't really bother me. So I knit this out of our Bear yarn, which is just a 75-25 superwash merino nylon fingering weight. And then this is our mohair, which is I remember this. It's 72% kid mohair, 28% silk. And this is our colorway EOW, or End of Watch. Unfortunately, we no longer carry that one. And if you ever want a Bear yarn, just message us. We aren't going to charge like the full price because we don't do anything with it. I'm just going to label it and send it to you.
Would you wash it?
I could wash it.
She has really good selling yarn soap.
I do. I like my yarn soap. Anyways, I really enjoyed this pattern. Would I knit it again? Probably not. I really did not like working. This was my first time working with mohair at all in any sort of project whatsoever. So trying to knit it single, it took a lot more concentration than I was willing to give. Yeah. But I love I love how it looks though.
It was really cool. I mean, maybe not as dark of a color would be a little easier for your first time working with mohair.
Maybe, but I do love this pattern, so I highly recommend it.
It's really cute.
I like it.
Are you nervous about these things?
Oh, the eyelets?
Yeah. The mohair kind of scares me on those.
Kind of. So there was the raglan increases. There's supposed to be eyelets down the side too.
Oh.
I skipped that. I did not. That was the only modification I did. I just kept going. I didn't do, there's like some detail that you put down the side, like a seam. And I chose not to do it. I just knit in the round.
I like it better without the seam, I think.
Yeah, I like it too. I mean, the seam is cute, but I didn't want to try to have to worry about doing like yarn overs and stuff with the mohair more than I had to. I was just in the mood to knit stockinette after I was done with, I did the sleeve separation. So again, Rackety by Tanis Lavelli. I will have my Ravelry page linked down below for it. The next project that I'm so excited is done is my Advent blanket. This has been very loved already. It is used almost every day.
It's so soft.
So this is the pattern Scrap Witchery by Sock Witchery. It's so squishy. Let me show you this. The rib detail, it's a half fisherman's rib blanket, and I love it. I knit it out of the Fangirls Fiber Encanto holiday box. It was my Advent holiday box from this past Christmas. And I did purchase her Toy Story one for this year. So very excited to open that one up and show you guys. Of course, I'm going to take you guys along. I don't know how I'm going to do Vlogmas this year. I haven't decided yet, but I still have a lot of time. So I'm not going to worry about it.
Lily kept thinking, so there's this really cool haunted, like they do a lot for Halloween, and my girls called it Creepy House when we were taking a walk, and she was really mad that the Halloween decorations weren't set up yet.
So I also got myself the 31 days of the Guests of the Haunted Mansion for Fangirl Fibers for Halloween. So excited. I'm gonna do another blanket with it. I haven't decided which blanket. I have a couple in mind. So I don't know. I'll decide later. I still have some months before then too.
Is that an Advent type thing where you don't know what colors are coming in?
Yes, it's an Advent. But it's a creepy Advent. I remembered my sock blockers, but I'm only going to put one on there right now. So did I show these last time?
I think you did because I was playing with them.
I think I did too. Yeah, I did. These are my crinkled socks out of our Tinkerbell colorway. And I did show these, but here they are because they're really pretty.
They're really pretty. I do like a crinkle.
It's crunkled.
Crunkle. Whatever.
Crinkle does sound right though. But I do have another pair of socks that I finished.
I like those colors.
Let me put this on. All right, I'm only going to do one because I can't be bothered. All right, so I finished a pair of socks. This is knit out of the Regia Pairfect sock, which I don't remember anything about it. I think it's a 75-25. It's linked on my Ravelry page because I also don't remember the colorway numbers because my kids shredded the ball band because that's what they do.
Of course.
So how you do it though is I cast on 64 stitches. I followed the Crazy Sock Ladies vanilla socks on 9-inch circulars for these. And you just do, I did 2x2 ribbing for the cuff just until it changed the colors, switched to stockinette for the leg. When it changed colors again, I started it slightly early. Oops. And then I did a Fish Lips Kiss heel. And then just knit down. I keep pointing to this side. You guys can't see that. And then I did the foot and then just the standard toe. I don't know what it's technically called. I think it's a rounded toe. I don't think it's a wedge. Yeah, I have hair everywhere.
Usually I have hair everywhere.
So I knit those and I really like how they are. So my one thing about this yarn, it is more of a rustic yarn, so it's not as soft.
Oh.
And it doesn't stretch as much, and I've been knitting my foot slightly smaller because they usually stretch, so it's a little tight, but
interesting.
It's not terrible. It's not enough for me to take out the toe to knit more. I'm gonna cough.
How dare you?
I know, I'm gonna cut that part out because who wants to hear someone cough?
Let's see me itch my nose in a second.
All right, well, my last finished object, it's missing eyes, but I crocheted my daughter a Jigglypuff.
It's so soft and squishy.
It's so big. I used a baby blanket yarn from Hobby Lobby and then a velvet yarn for the ears right there. And then my sister-in-law, Brooklyn, is going to make me eyes that are made out of felt that I will glue on. But it's so cute. So the pattern is out of the Pokemon crochet book that you can get off of Amazon. I don't know. Obviously, since I used a larger weight of yarn than the pattern, I went up to a hook size L, and I cannot remember in millimeters what that is.
I don't know, in my crochet.
I have it.
Crochet
I
set's
could look.
way over there.
Sorry, I just bumped it. Oh, that is it. Okay. So I use a size L, which is an 8mm, and I got a set of these hooks off of Amazon. And they came in a really cool book that I don't have because it's at home. What else? Oh, one more, I promise. That's it. I think that's it. I finished my daughter's, what is the name of it? Sibling Sweater from Penrose Knits. I knit this out of Knit Picks, I know. I think Swish DK, which is 100% superwash merino. And it is in the colors Squirrel Heather and Haze Heather. Haze Heather is the purple and Squirrel Heather is the brown. I knit her the size 5'6" with the body length of the size 3'4" because she is 3. And it fits her great. The only modification I did was I did a balloon sleeve. So instead of decreasing down the sleeve, I knit the whole sleeve straight and then did a rapid decrease one round before I started the cuff. And it looks so cute on her.
I'm sure. Are you done with the sibling sweaters? Do you have more?
I have one more to knit for Titus. But I took a little break from it because he doesn't need it anytime soon. It's too warm for them right now.
Tomorrow is, well, it'll already pass, but tomorrow is the first official day of summer.
Yeah, it's already in the 80s, and
my pool should be open tomorrow. Very excited. I'm going to go sit out and read books by the pool. Or knit or crochet. Do that stuff now.
I do both. I do both at the same time. All right, you can talk for a little bit because I just talked a lot. That's all my finished objects. I'm very proud of all of them.
Okay, so obviously I have nothing finished except for one. Oh, I don't know, my kids were looking at it. Oh, here it is.
I like it. It's so pretty.
It's like our,
I'll pull mine out. We can talk about them together.
Okay.
Since we're using the same pattern.
I know. You know way more about it. I know we did.
So I got one.
48.
I matched with her.
We did the 48 circle, and then we did knit 2, purl 2. Even though the pattern does call for a knit 1, purl 1. I tried it.
I like knit purl 2.
I tried it first to just follow the pattern, and I didn't like it as much. So I went back to the knit 2, purl 2. And then just kind of knit down. You did a heel flap, things like that.
And gusset.
And gusset, yep. The gusset was easier. The heel flap was super, super confusing.
Sorry.
The toe, after I got it, it was just all those stupid decreases, and you only decrease on one side half the time, and I was losing it. I was like, I don't remember what I did. I can't even see it, but it was a lot of fun. So
the yarn that we use is our DK base, which is 100% superwash merino. As of now, we are going to be switching over to a 75-25% superwash merino nylon for our DK weight yarn, but we have to work our way through this one first. And we dyed these colors for each other, so they are one of a kind just for us.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And this
is beautiful.
How far I am in my second sock. So we're going to see. It's going to be kind of interesting because I obviously have gotten through a sock already. And so
we're about the same length.
How it's going to be, how off it's going to be. So, and we're doing these on the Magic Loop.
Yes. And we're using US 3.25mm needles.
You got that.
Yeah, I think that's right.
I have no idea.
3.25mm.
So that's where we're at. So I'm going to keep working on the leg and then go from there. I think I can read the pattern now, so it's helpful for me to kind of watch her do it, listen to that, and then kind of see where we're going. It's disgusting. So real wild tangent. My brother gave me some seltzers because he knows that I'll drink them. These happen to be the Sonic seltzers, and we thought they were going to be super cool, super flavorful.
We both used to work at Sonic, so
yeah. I used to be a car hop / manager at the same time.
I used to work drive-through. I attempted the roller skates and I felt too much, so I worked drive-through.
So I was really excited to try them because having made the slushies and knowing how sweet those strawberry ones, even like the lemon ones, were, I thought the seltzers were going to be sweet, and they kind of just taste like LaCroix.
Yeah, they don't. They taste more like a sparkling water seltzer, or like a seltzer.
They're just like a regular seltzer.
Yeah.
So I tried mixing with cranberry juice to add some flavor to it, and it just keeps ruining all of my juices. It makes them not taste good because I put like a nice strawberry lemonade, thinking that would help their seltzer strawberry lemonade. They're just not good. They should have stuck to slushies, but I will show you my next thing that I'm working on. Still working on the Hugs and Kisses blanket. I am almost done.
I love it. It's so pretty.
So I think I'm gonna end, or maybe just do one more round in purple and end it there because I feel like this is getting kind of big. But I don't know. I'll measure.
It's a nice size baby, like a car seat stroller blanket.
Yeah, which is what most people use it for anyways.
Yeah.
I feel like you're not gonna put this on your baby; it's too heavy.
Yeah.
But the baby was born, so before I bring the meal, I'm like,
I need to finish it.
But if I do another round, I'm gonna have to like go and get the purple color, which is hard to match, like to figure it out. So
I think I found it at Joann's last time.
Okay, so maybe I'll check Joann's, but so we'll see. But I'm almost done. Very happy with it. It's been a lot of fun. It's super easy to crochet. And I'm using an eye, I think. I don't know, I'm using my green one. I think it is an eye. It's on the floor over there. I'll go grab it.
I like that one. I think I have that one. It's very pretty.
I'll show you my cool crochet hook. Ooh. It is a 5.5 millimeter. And this one does have some cool designs on the side.
I like the floral design on it.
Yeah,
pretty.
So that seems to be like the common. A lot of the projects I use are an eye. You can tell because I start biting my eye. I have like teeth marks.
See, mine usually is an H. That's my go-to hook.
Yeah.
I feel like H and I is.
Yeah, and you can interchange them because I've done that. It doesn't throw it off too much.
I'm supposed to do that.
I know, but if I'm doing a blanket anyways, and my tension is so tight, so I just loosen it up a little bit if I'm using the wrong side.
Funny.
Hey, it's been blankets and nobody's ever complained before.
So she is using it's a weight size 4 worsted, just acrylic yarn.
Yes.
From
that one's Walmart. I just bought it.
Walmart, Hobby Lobby, and Joann's.
Because you can tell, because it's not a jumbled mess. So the one that I have been working with looks like this. I think that's sometimes why I hate projects, because my yarn ends up looking like that. I need to figure out how to deal with that.
You borrow my ball winder, the one that I don't like, because I have 2. There's one that makes a really bad sound that I really need to get a new one. And one that was supposed to be nice, but it seems more suited for like a heavier weight yarn.
Oh.
Because my fingering weight yarn, it just slips like a ton.
I noticed that when I was trying to use it, because I was like, oh, I like winding yarn. And I was like, what the heck?
So I just gone back to the one that clunks when I use it and like gets weird, and then I have to like take it apart and fix it. I really need a new one.
Have 4 different winders.
But because I don't get rid of them either. Like once I get a new one, I don't get rid of it.
Because you may need it?
Because I may hate the one that I buy, and I might have to go back to the broken one.
Sure.
We'll pretend it makes sense.
So quick story on my sock, the one that I'm currently working on.
Oh, this is a sad story.
I was so mad. So I was actually about the same. I had finished the cuff, maybe it was like 15 rounds into the leg. And it was my fault. I did leave it down. However, my children are old enough to know, don't touch mom's stuff. Well, I had found it, and it had like my little scissors, like the ones that you get in like the crochet packs and whatever. Like it was stuck in the yarn, and then my needles were pulled out, and the yarn was pulled, and I was like,
I would have cried.
I was really mad.
I would have cried,
but it's okay. I fixed it. I did keep the yarn in case I needed it at the end. I don't think I will.
I think we'll be okay.
I think I'll be okay. But I wanted to save it just in case.
I think the only time I ever ran out of yarn was when I held fingering weight double, and it was a longer foot than what I usually knit, because I knit it for someone else. It was a gift.
I would say, because I feel like you could do like the large size socks you could do with a skein of yarn still.
Yeah.
And so I'm not doing a large.
It depends on the size of the foot, really.
Sure.
I don't know why I ran out of yarn. That was weird. I shouldn't have,
but
I did fine.
I did save it just in case. But
yes.
Yeah, that was sorry, I'm kicking things. A very sad story. I was very irritated.
I would be irritated.
But just perfecting and more practice.
Oh, and the bags that we are holding our socks in. So mine is in the Disney Reels bag by Stitching Plaza. It's her drawstring style, and I love it. It's one of my favorites.
Mine is made by my Aunt Sandy. And it's also a drawstring.
I learned I really like the handles.
Yeah, I do too. Because when I crochet and or when I knit and I'm walking,
Yeah.
it actually is kind of helpful. I can do that. I have done that before. I've taken it to work and stuff, like when I'm knitting. And if I'm just doing like the magic loop stuff, like it's pretty easy to
The stockinette part.
Yeah, it's just pretty easy to
It is.
keep doing your knit stitch and walk around and glance around. So
yeah, I will show my other sock. I'm knitting another sock. This one is in a coffee bag, again by Stitching Plaza.
Do love coffee.
All right, and then I am knitting. I have one done. This is the one I have done. This is on our birthday cake colorway. In our fingering weight, 75-25, and then this is a contrasting heel and toe. And so the story with this is I was trying to dye our Ocean View sock set or mini set, and it just wasn't coming out right. And I was like, what am I doing wrong? And it turns out I had my scale in ounces instead of grams. So these are way oversaturated. But it looks really nice in this. But when I use it, when I do this one, it turns my finger blue as like the yarn's rubbing across
so
because
much
it's
dye.
so saturated.
Oh my goodness. That's so pretty. I actually thought it was a Tinkerbell.
No, it's not. It is very close to
but
that
I can't
one,
see half the time.
Yeah.
Although Daniel, I think, is way worse colorblind.
Oh yeah, he is. Our brother Daniel is blue-green colorblind.
It's never been evident to me until the other day when he's like, "Oh, those are the same color," and I'm like,
all right. So
wrong.
more about the sock. This is the Thursday Night Socks by Witchery. I love how squishy it is. And then here, I'm trying to get the detail because there is some detail in there. But it's really nice. It's very squishy. I cast on, I knit the size medium.
Oh yeah,
so,
I see some detail.
Yeah, so I cast on 64 stitches, did 20 rounds of knit 2, purl 2 for the cuff. I did 60 rounds of the patterning for the leg. This is a slip stitch, heel flap, and gusset with a garter edging. So it makes picking up your stitches a little easier.
Oh, okay. I see.
And then just the normal toe. I'm going to cough again, so I'm kind of pausing and look at your stuff.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I really like it, and I actually really like the way that the yarn is working up. I shouldn't be surprised by that, but I always am.
Well, because you never know how it's going to work out. Because I've seen some things where, like, I've seen a skein, and I'm like, and then I've seen it up, and I'm like, oh, I don't like where that pulls as much.
And then I cast on the second sock. I haven't
This is really squishy.
done anything right. I really like it.
Nice.
I have, I think, 2 more of her patterns that I still need to try out.
I think the next thing I would do is a shorty sock.
I do like shorty socks.
That's what I wear.
I have a really good shorty sock. It is the Everyday Ankle Socks by Mountain Mist Designs. And it's a little different because you start with a provisional cast on and then you do a folded over cuff.
Oh, okay. The provisionals where you cut off a bunch of yarn.
So you crochet onto the needle.
I like crocheting.
In a contrasting color, and then you knit double the length of your cuff. Okay. And then you fold it under, and then you pick up and like you kind of like attach it.
Got it.
There's tutorials on it. I'm not giving away anything in the pattern because you can see that it's a folded over cuff.
I love patterns that have videos with them. It's only like
there's not a video like in her pattern, but there are lots of videos.
No, there's like tutorials on how to do it. Like my Hugs and Kisses blanket, there was like I wasn't understanding the pattern correctly. And so this guy was doing it, and he was explaining all of her stuff. Like I think he talked to her, so he was able to get all that information, which was super nice.
And my last work in progress is in this Paris bag because my other one got wet. My daughter spilled water on a table that my project bag was on, so the project bag got wet, but my yarn didn't, thankfully. So right now it is sitting in this one. This is a bag that my mother-in-law got me when she took a trip to Paris, and she thought I could use a nice big bag for my knitting stuff.
Yeah,
it's very nice. I really like it.
Looks sturdy.
It is. So this is holding my Stria cardigan. So this is a pattern by Andrea Mowry of Dry Renee Knits. And this is how far I am.
Interesting color choices.
This is our Cozy Cabin mini set from last year. And then the main color that I'm using is our khaki.
So that'll be a really nice fall one.
What size am I? I think I'm knitting the size 4 or 5. I can't remember which. It's on my project page, which I will have linked. And it's in fingering weight. So 75-25 Super Merino nylon. And it's very squishy. So the pattern is half fisherman's rib. which I felt comfortable enough to try after knitting an entire blanket in the same stitch. I was just learning how to do the raglan increases, which were actually really easy.
Were those the same type of increases you did on your shirt?
No.
Oh,
they weren't.
This
one uses yarn overs.
Oh, I thought you said raglan.
It is raglan. There's different ways to do it though.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Sorry.
This one did yarn overs, and this one, I don't remember. I don't know. You can look up how to do a half fisherman's rib raglan increase.
Oh, okay. Got it.
I can't remember.
That's cool.
So I really like it. I'm really enjoying it. I'm knitting it on, what am I knitting it on? I don't remember.
Needles.
Yes, needles. I'm knitting it on needles.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Oh, there it is. So I'm knitting this on US 2.75 millimeter needles. And these are my reflections from Knit Picks. And they swivel, so you can turn them. And they don't, like, untwist. And I really like them.
Why is swiveling good?
Because when I was knitting my blanket, I was using my ChowGoo interchangeables, and my needle tips kept coming off.
Oh.
These ones, they swivel, so it stays joined, and it'll just twist.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm very excited about that, but it's taking me forever because I've been reading a lot. Like, a lot. It's really bad. Before we get to books, though, we will talk about our giveaway. Because if you're only here for yarn, you don't care about books. And I want to make sure we get to this.
So I think the criteria was that you had to interact with our videos.
Our video that we announced it on.
So it'll be a little flexible because I think only one person did that.
Okay.
I was just thinking about, hold on, I gotta figure out which the other person commented on. Oh, and I'm terrible at this, but
we looked it up before we started recording.
We did, I promise, and then I forgot because I have all of 3 brain cells.
I have 0. So
my kids suck them all away. So on that particular podcast, there were. Okay. I told you who they were.
Yes.
You can announce.
We'll put your names on the bottom of the screen. So if this is your name, please contact us with your shipping information, and we will get those prizes out to you.
Yeah, if you maybe just order your first, second, and third choice for what skein you want, we'll do our best, or we could just randomize it. I don't know.
I think we should just randomize it.
Okay, fine. You're getting a random one. Yay!
One of the 3. So our first 3 colorways that we ever.
You could let one of the kids pick it up then.
What?
You could let one of the kids pick it out.
All right. So get us your shipping, or email us at magicallydyedyarns@gmail.com, and we will get that prize out to you as soon as we possibly can.
Yay! Thanks for interacting with our posts.
It does make us happy. It does.
I don't ignore them. I read them, and sometimes I think to comment back, and I don't.
My phone stopped giving me notifications, and I don't know why.
Oh,
like any notifications.
Oh, that's obnoxious. So
except for text messages.
You're getting a new one.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a new phone. I think this week or next week.
So maybe that'll be better, because sometimes people say stuff about yarn, and I'm like.
So I was between getting the new, or not the new one, but the iPhone 14 or the Samsung Galaxy S23, and so I watched a couple of videos, and they seem to be about the same. The only difference is that the S23 has a higher refresh rate than the iPhone. So things are smoother when you scroll.
Oh, gotcha.
But I don't know. I can get the iPhone 14 for free. So
well,
I may just go with that.
Free's always nice.
Yeah. I'll have to ask them when I go in about the price of the other one. If you know anything about phones, even though I'll probably already have it by the time we post this, leave me a comment though. Let me know. Are you Samsung or iPhone?
I'm Samsung.
I'm undecided. I don't know. I have an iPhone. I've had an iPhone since 2016. That was a long time. Oh my goodness.
I know, we're old. Let's see. I prefer Samsung because I think getting I don't know, because I use mom's iPhone sometimes. I can't figure out anything on it. If I swipe something away, where does it go? And I always lose it. And I can't figure out how to get back to the home page sometimes. I'm like, where's that button?
Just swipe up.
But I don't have to
see. I'm used to my iPhone.
Yeah. See, I think that's the thing. I don't really.
And I have all of my stuff saved on that.
It's just easier then. Then who cares?
Yeah,
I think they're comparable. If
I've had
an iPhone
that's
before
what I've learned.
and I used it and it was fine, I just I use Google for everything. Like I use Google Drive for all like my work and like my daughter's school at one point.
Yeah. So yeah, I only use Google Drive for church stuff. So
yeah, I use it for everything. So that was easier to get Samsung because it already has Google, and I hate Safari passionately.
I do hate Safari, but you can just go to.
I know, but so it was just everything I already did was already on Drive, so I didn't.
Yeah, might as well. All right. So if you only joined us for yarn, thank you so much for joining. We are going to talk about books and maybe a little bit of life. I really don't have a lot going on in my life right now, so I just don't. I mean, we did kind of talk about me getting a phone, so
yeah, that's true.
All right. So the reason why my socks are not finished, which they should be, is since our last episode, I have read 12 books because I've been on a reading kick. So I'll start with what I'm currently reading. I'm currently reading The Crown of Gilded Bones, which is the third installment of the From Ash and Blood series by Jennifer. I'm not going to pronounce the last name because it's weird.
Armenhurst or something.
Armenhurst? I don't know.
I don't know.
No, it's Armin Trout.
Oh, see, this is what I do when I read books too. I look at the first 3 letters of the last name and I'm like, nope. I just don't make it up.
So I'm on the 3rd book of that one. So I've read From Ash and Blood. I have read The Kingdom of Flesh and Fire. And now I am 81% of the way done with The Crown of Gilded Bones. And I have to finish it tomorrow because tomorrow I am getting, after a month of waiting, I'm getting 4th Wing in the mail. Hopefully. I'm crossing my fingers. Amazon says it should be there by 10 o'clock tomorrow, but it has not shipped yet. So
it's gonna be interesting when that book is awful because like that's all on the book.
I've read the sample of it.
You like the sample?
So which is the first like couple chapters of it, and I really like. I'm like, oh, where's this going? Like she's fun.
Okay.
She's a fun character.
Okay.
Like they kind of towards the end of the sample, they kind of hit at her sass.
Okay, cool.
And
all right,
I'm really just interested to see where it goes, and I've just heard such good things, and I'm having FOMO. I'm like, I need to read this book.
Okay, good, because like there's been a couple of like books on Instagram that suck.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'll probably have that done by Sunday. We'll see. Okay, other books that I have read. I've read a lot of samples too of other books. So I have read The Cruel Prince. I did not care for that one. I know you either love it or you hate it, and I'm just like, it was kind of boring. After like some of the other things that I've read, it was just boring. But I did order the second one, which is The Wicked King, from Libby. I'm just waiting for it. I started reading the series Throne of Glass. So I read Throne of Glass, and then I read Crown of Midnight. I liked Throne of Glass better than Crown of Midnight, but the second half of Crown of Midnight I really liked. The first half of it I was like, I'm like, where are we going? Where are we going? Can we get there? But then the ending of it, like, oh my goodness, like I am so excited to read the next one. But else, The Perfect Marriage, I read that book. Came highly recommended by my cousin. I didn't care for it.
Sarah, your book
sorry, Sarah.
Shut. No, okay, so
no, I just
I'm gonna
didn't care
jump
for
real
it.
quick.
It was interesting, but there was plot points that like they just kind of skimmed over at the end that like they made a big deal about in the like throughout the book, and then nothing. I'm like, why? Why was this such a big deal in this?
Yep. And this is okay, so I was listening to an audiobook by the same author because I have The Perfect Marriage here because she let me borrow it, and I was like, okay, well, I don't have time to sit down and read a paper book, but I can listen to it. So I read You Shouldn't Be Here by the same author, and I didn't like it was fine. The ending was awful though. I have never very few books have I come to the end where nothing happens until the last probably 2 chapters. You're like, and then it didn't make sense.
See, it made sense, but like it was just weird.
It was just like, yes, it's a murder mystery book. It's some things are unbelievable, but that was a little bit too like
what?
Oh, what? Yeah. And it didn't. I feel like it didn't fit in line with either one of the characters that she developed. I feel like there was stuff missing.
Yeah, it was okay. I'm not gonna say don't read it. I will never say don't read a book because you may love something that like I personally don't like.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna keep going with my books because I got a couple later. Okay, so King of Battle and Blood. I read that one. I again did not care for it. It said it was gonna be like a slow burn, enemies to lover, but there was no slow burn. It was weird. It got pretty good towards the end, but I've learned from reading From Blood and Ash, just the whole vampire like getting blood thing, like it just It's weird.
It is
I
weird.
don't like reading about it. I usually skim over those parts because it's just I don't know. It's just weird. All right. So from Blood and Ash talked about. I really did enjoy that one though. That was the first book in the series. I enjoyed that one a lot. The second book, it took me forever. And by forever, it took me like 4 days. But it just felt like it took forever to get anywhere in the story. But I like the end because obviously I'm reading the third book. I actually really do like the third book. Again, you're still kind of building on the same story, but this one, I don't know. I feel like it's more engaging. Like you're still kind of doing that, like, oh, we're gonna go to this place, get attacked on the way thing, but it's more focused on like the development of the characters.
See, I like that because sometimes
I really am enjoying this one. So
with fantasy novels, it's too much like D&D, where it's like you're going on your adventure, something happens, you got to roll and figure out what you're doing.
That's what I felt like the second book was. So the third book, I actually really am enjoying the development of the characters. I'm getting to the end, so like now it's the action, like, oh, we're gonna engage you, like you don't want to read the fourth book. But okay, so I am a terrible reader in the fact that I look up summaries of the books that I'm reading to make sure that I like where the story is going. Why? I don't know. I don't like surprises, so I have to emotionally prepare myself if a character is going to die in the book. So I did read those, and I read some of the reviews on her fourth book, and a lot of people agree she should have ended this at the fourth book, but she's writing 2 more. So will I read them?
Yes, you will.
It depends. It depends on if because they're not coming out yet. They're not out yet.
Oh, sure.
So if I'm into something else, I might just be like, I might forget about it.
Sure.
I don't know. We'll see. All right, other things that I've read. The House Witch. It was fun. That's a fun book. It's not like this one. It wasn't.
Oh, it's on Prime Reading. I can download that.
Yeah, it was on Prime Reading. I do like Prime Reading. I did get Kindle Unlimited because I have a problem. It's not a problem. I'm happy with this problem.
It's good.
I'm not reading anything good. I'm not, but I'm reading interesting stuff that is bringing me enjoyment. So I guess it is good. Anyways, The House Witch. It was just a fun book. It is a 3-part series. The only thing I did not like is the book just ends.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just ends. So they kind of get to the point of resolving one of the major plot points, and it just ends. And I'm like, there's more. Like there's got to be more. And it's like, oh, if you want to read book 2, and I'm like, it didn't end. The book didn't end. So that was weird, but I did enjoy it, and since I did get Kindle Unlimited, the second book I can get and I can read.
That's nice.
Okay, other ones. I finished the whole A Court of Thorns and Roses series, all of them. My favorite one is Mist and Fire, or Mist and Fury. It was so good. It was just so good. That's what really got me into, like, I want to, because I was listening to that one, and when I was done listening to it, I was like, I want to read this, because the voice of the narrator got stuck in my head, and I did not like that. And so but like it was one of those things where I was like, I want to read it. So I read A Court of Mist and Fury, A Court of War and Ruins, A Court of Frost and Starlight, and then A Court of Silver Flames.
You didn't read the novella?
That was.
Oh yeah, you did.
That was Frost and Starlight. Yeah. I got that book a Friday morning and I finished it Friday night.
Oh, because you told me you weren't gonna read it. I didn't realize you had.
I wasn't going to, but then I got in at the library before Silver Flame was available for me, and so I just read it, which I didn't care for it. It did explain the progression of things that occur between the 2 books, where you're like, she doesn't want this, oh, she wants this, like what? So it kind of explains.
You didn't really need to read it because I feel like
you didn't,
she's still kind of, was it attitude-y?
Well, Fair is just attitude-y. But though, okay, so my thought on Silver Flame, a lot of people were like, I hated Reese in that book. However, this is my caveat, because I love Reese, okay? Sorry. Totally love him. This Silver Flame was written from Nesta's point of view. Nesta doesn't like Reese. So why would they paint him in a good light when she doesn't like him?
I have no problem with that.
I didn't either. I'm like, it makes sense. Like, why would... Anyways, okay. So I think the last one I have on my list right now is These Hollow Vows. I didn't like this. I did not like that book. There's a second one. I don't know if I'm going to read it.
You have so many other good books.
Yeah, I have a lot of books that I'm wanting to read. Okay, so my problem with These Hollow Vows was, so it is, she's trying to decide between 2 of these guys. both of them are kind of junky, but they focus more on one than the other. So like you're waiting to like see this romance kind of bud, and there's like 3 conversations between them. And then they never explore the characters on that side, but you're just supposed to like them.
Oh.
But you don't know them. So I didn't like that because she betrays them. But I'm like, she's met these people like 3 times.
Who cares?
Like, I don't know you. I have no emotional connection to you. So it's just, it kind of assumed that you already like these characters that you don't know. And that's why I didn't like it. I think it had potential for being a really good story. But since it didn't develop a half of the story, I was just like, I'm so confused. Or like, oh, I'm struck between these 2 guys, but she's only had like 3 conversations with this other one that like you read about.
Can't man, you just met.
Yeah. And it was weird. I don't know. I know a lot of people do like that one as well. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I was missing something.
Higher expectations.
Yeah, maybe that was it. Okay. My TBR list, to be read list. Obviously Fourth Wing. It's coming in tomorrow. That is like next. Then I also have the Book of Azrael, which again I read the sample, so I need to read it. She was supposed to get it to me, and then she was taking forever to read it.
Still, I'm taking forever. I will finish it eventually when I have
I will probably finish it before you.
Probably.
I want to read Trial of the Sun Queen, Dove and Demons. Sorry, I'm not giving any authors. I'm terrible at that. The Serpent, the Wings of Night. I feel like The Serpent and the Wings of Night. I was like, I feel like
all her book covers are in black and white because she's looking at her Kindle.
Yes.
And so some of the words.
And then Guild is also on.
Guild looked interesting.
Yeah. And then I have a ton of books that I have on hold from the Libby app, which is a library app.
Is my favorite.
You get free books. I have 10 books on hold for there. So, but they're all kind of spaced out. So right now from the Libby app, that is where I'm reading. The Crown of Gilded Bones I have Shadow and Bone I said give it to the next person and I'll get it next because I can only read one book at a time because I read such the same genre, like I get confused with the storylines, so I have to read one at a time. So Shadow and Bone I know I have. What's the other one? My phone's up there, so I can't look. I've got 10 more. I know I've got Air of Fire. I have on hold The Assassin's Blade.
Assassin's Blade is Sarah J. Maas, right?
Yeah, so that is like her collection of 5 novellas. I did read The Assassin and the Pirate Lord, which is one in there. But I could get them individually faster than I could get The Assassin's Blade. So.
Do those go with anything?
It just explains more of the characters that you meet along the way.
For Throne of Glass?
Yes.
Okay. Because you were also wanting to read Crescent. Oh,
yes. Oh, Crescent City I also have on hold. I can't remember the name of the first book. That one I have on hold.
Something about fire. I don't know.
A Soul as Cold as Frost or something like that. I don't know. But I did read the same. I didn't even make it through the sample of that one, so I might cancel it. It was just, I didn't get into it. But I might try again. I don't know yet. But I have a lot of reading to do, which is why I don't have my socks done and I'm not farther along on my sweater, but I'm enjoying myself. So, what have you read?
Not nearly as much. So obviously I said I read You Shouldn't Have Come Here. I read Girl Forgotten by Karen Slaughter. I really enjoyed that one. It was dark. I feel like it's fairly predictable. I mean, I read a lot of murder mysteries, so I feel like a lot of the endings are fairly predictable. But that one was pretty engaging. I enjoyed that one. Some of these I just...
Did you read Twisted Games?
Which one?
I don't know. I saw it on there.
Oh, it might have just been the first one.
Oh, okay.
I started the Thinking Woman's Guide to Real Magic. Or Guide to... Yeah, it is so boring.
No.
I was so excited. I was like, oh, this is going to be awesome. And I think I was like... Because I was audiobooking. And I was like 6 hours into this book. And I was like, nothing's going on. This is boring. She's not even thinking. She's dumb. And I know she had a spell pad on her, but I don't care. You're annoying me. So I'll probably come back to that one.
See, like that. Like, why does that say number 1 in the series? That's
one
book
irritated
number 2.
Me. I was so excited to have that one. Yeah.
That's book number 2 because I did the same thing. I got it. So it's the second book of the
Crescent City series.
Yeah, so the House of Sky and Breath, except for the app says it's book number 1. but that's book number 2.
Yep. So I finished. What book did I finish? It was a real book. I needed to finish it, and I couldn't read another book because I was too busy reading that book. Oh, she's mad at me about the Book of Azrael because I was reading something else. But from Ash and Blood. Oh, yeah. I finished that one.
I like that one.
But I was getting confused because there's vampire-esque people in Book of Azrael, and then vampire-esque people from Ash and Blood, and I was like, I need to finish one of these vampire things first. Oh, and there's gods in there's gods in both of them.
Gods in everything I read.
And so I was just like, I need to put something down. I am really enjoying the Book of Azrael, though. I want to finish it. It's harder for me sometimes to do the actual novels versus the paperbacks versus having it on my phone to read.
Yeah.
So I'll finish up that one hopefully soon. I did download to read it. Oh, I am re-listening to A Court of Thorns and Roses because they have it's the full cast audio, so it has sound effects and everything. So I was like, she just read all these, she's listening to a bunch. I want to just re-listen to this.
Oh, that's where I saw it, that one.
Oh,
that's Lucky Day. But those are all audiobooks, and that's book 2.
He can't have her, but he's taking her anyways.
So it's the Twisted series. That was Twisted Games.
Oh,
I know they have Twisted Games, Twisted Love, Twisted... Oh, what's the rest? You can scroll down and see. Oh, well. But it's the Twisted series. I thought about it, but I don't want to listen to it.
See, I listen to audiobooks when I'm working out.
I like fairies. So.
I know, you like fairies.
I've been into the fantasy.
I'm sorry.
I know, you really, I went down a bad rabbit hole.
I think Melissa's the one who started it with The Court of Thorns and Roses.
I don't care. I'm happy and I'm enjoying it. So, okay. Life stuff. I don't know.
Hold on, I have.
You're done. Okay.
I have because I have other books.
I'm sorry.
Okay, I downloaded 2 the other day. I don't know what they're about. A Murder in an Irish Village is probably going to be like a cozy murder. I like those some days.
I like a cozy murder.
It's like the Hannah Swenson series, which I found out there's 2 more books that I haven't read. Those books are terrible.
They're so
bad. Nothing happens.
How many? 20 books?
27.
She's got 27 books and nothing.
No character progression. But if you're looking for a
cozy murder, a clean cozy murder.
I don't think they swear. Maybe once a book. It is.
It's a Hallmark show now.
It is a Hallmark show, so if that's in the indication. Yeah, so that one's kind of funny. Yeah, and then I have also the Woman in the Library because I love books, obviously, and so why not read a murder mystery in a library? In the library.
I mean, that makes
so I'll probably read that one first because that one looks more intriguing. But I have a lot of books started at the moment and nothing finished. All my projects, I just can't finish anything.
You only have 2 projects.
I know.
You have 5 books.
I know. I will do something.
Yeah, but yeah, I read the same type of books, so I can't read more than one because I'll be like, wait a minute.
Wait, which fairy is doing the other fairy? Sorry. My bad.
Whatever. You got me started on this.
I know. I didn't realize. I should have.
You should have. I have a very addictive personality, so once I get into something, I get into it.
Oh, and I also read When the Forest Meets the Stars.
Ooh.
It was okay. It wasn't fantasy. It was more... It was an interesting...
After reading the murder book, though, I learned I don't like murder, but I do like slaughter.
She likes assassins.
I do like assassins as well.
And so, from Blood and Blash... From Blood and Ash. We said throw a glass as I was saying that.
Yeah, that's true.
The girl just goes ham on people and it's oh.
No, she slaughters though. Yeah. It's not murder. The assassin murders. She picks out one person, but
oh no, this chick just slaughters people.
They're craven. They're not people. Oh no, at the end of this, she does slaughter people.
And so, Book of Azrael, the girl kind of just kills people too. So.
I mean, I'm fine with that, but the murder, the thought out murder, no, I'm not into that.
I more enjoy that, but I also have a Flicker in the Dark. I have no idea what that one's about, and I did go to the library and get a Jeff Abbott book. I like his stuff. Some of his stuff is more like that espionage type things, and he has some murder. I like him. I just like his books. I think they're good. I've read a lot of them.
This is what happens when you grow up watching ID at night and Disney movies.
I mean, I guess, yeah,
I mean,
that is true. It is the combination of murder and
Yeah.
Disney. Oh my gosh. Thanks, Mom.
on that note,
That's
we're
funny.
going to end this episode. Again, if you're one of our lucky winners, please contact us to get
Put
us
your
your
name
shipping
on the bottom.
information.
You have to watch our stuff. Just kidding.
Well, it was already mentioned. It's just if they waited this long, or like if they made it through, just a reminder. Like, get us your shipping information, or just contact us to let us know that you are the winner.
Well, we could be really creepy and just find it on our Etsy page.
Well, 2 of them we don't even need to look at, so
No.
sorry, we just don't. But please contact us, let us know, and we will get that shipped out to you as soon as possible.
Yeah. And we'll let the kiddos pick the colors.
Yes, we will be like, okay, put them in the package.
Yeah, so it'll be random.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. That way we don't have to decide anything.
We're terrible decision makers.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day whenever you're watching this, or a good, wonderful evening. And we will see you guys next time, which I think is going to be our baking episode, where we are going to be making
It's another drink. It's a slushie.
Is it watermelon or strawberry?
Watermelon.
Okay, so watermelon slushie drink and beignets.
Strawberry. Yes, that's right. I forgot. You said you wanted to make the beignets.
I'm going to make the beignets.
And I'm off for the summer now, so...
Yes, our kids have off school, so we've been enjoying that. We've been slightly enjoying that.
I'm off work.
The kids are
That's
crazy.
what I was meaning, because I'm a substitute teacher. I was a school counselor, so
It's only been 2 weeks.
Has it only been 2 weeks?
3 weeks?
Man.
3 weeks. It's been 3 weeks since they've been home. My son's birthday was yesterday. He's 6. So we had a lot of fun celebrating him.
Technically Monday, because by the time this posts,
yes, Monday. His birthday was on Monday. When
the kids played in a splash pad.
They all had a really good time.
They're all really good.
Yeah, and we had a lot of fun with our grandparents. We went to the botanical gardens in our area, and they have like a kids play area, and it was just so cool. There was a bunch of different flowers, and then there was stuff that the kids could climb on. They had I think they had 3 different little libraries that they did ask that you return the books when you're done with them. They had 3 different little libraries that you could like pick out a book and sit in the gardens and read. That was really nice.
I could just drop my kids somewhere and sit in the gardens and read. Ooh, by that fountain. Yeah.
I did like that. I think you have to keep an eye on your children though.
I'm just kidding. I love
can't
them.
just let them wander.
Just kidding.
Where else we go? We went to this place called the Big Backyard, which had a bunch of like outside toys inside.
Hence the name, the Big Backyard.
Yes. The kids did have a good time. However, it seemed like a lot of the parents just let their kids run around. And
Which
so,
I was not one of those parents. It was for a little bit at the beginning when I was trying to watch my 3-year-old and expected my 6-year-old to do a little better than she did, but
well, it was like
I did scold her.
Kids were just like running into each other.
They
weren't looking where they were going, and then like they would run into little kids. Little kids would just be sitting there crying on the ground, and it was chaos. I compared it to the have you seen Toy Story 3?
Oh my gosh,
I compared it to the Caterpillar Room.
Yes.
Where like the kids are just running around crazy.
Thankfully there was no paint. I would have cried.
No, there was no paint. But it was just chaos. But the kids had a good time.
Yeah, they did. Although my 6-year-old tried convincing me we did not go to an indoor playground because it was raining that day. We were outside all day. And she had this very elaborate story of how we were at the outside playground.
It's going to be so much trouble.
She's so cute.
Fun.
I love her. She's she can be very sweet, but
all right.
She's hysterical.
Okay, we have to end this because I need to go home and drink some tea because I keep coughing and I don't like it. That's what happens when you're outside, when you don't want to be, and you have bad air quality and high pollen count.
Our pollen count's really bad, which is why our pool's still...
Our air quality is...
foggy.
We still have air quality warnings, too, from the wildfires.
All right. Well, for once, my allergies are not acting up.
I am terrible. It might be sinuses, too. I have no idea.
But I think that's all. Hopefully by next time we record, I'll have most of a sock finished.
We make no guarantees of what we will do.
Oh, I do nothing.
There's a fly that keeps going past.
I put on eyeliner before, like right before we started recording, and so my eyes are a little.
All right, so I'm gonna go home now. I hope you guys have a wonderful night, and we will see you next time.
Bye.